record on the computer. You're underway, Kev.
Okay. Okay, guys, it's 7 o'clock. Welcome to the meeting. My name's Kevin Bates and I'm going to be hosting the meeting tonight. The meeting's going to be about 45 minutes and it's split into two halves. First half being the presentation, which is going to be shown by our good friend and business partner, Julianne Burns. And the second half will be John Bates, manager in CFX, very, very successful, who's going to show you guys his back office and the potential that CFX has. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over to, as I said, good friend and business partner, Julianne Burns. I don't know why I said more. Over to you, Julianne.
Well, thanks for that introduction. Thank you very much for inviting me on. And big welcome to everybody who's been able to make it on this evening. And hopefully I'm going to be able to help you sort of, open your eyes a wee bit to something that's a wee bit outside the box, eh? We are living in the digital age after all, and, things are changing. So I just ask you to just keep an open mind, and I'm going to introduce you to the world of Forex. And hopefully, well, worst case scenario, you're going to walk away from here this evening just that wee bit more informed, okay? So I guess I'll tell you a wee tiny bit about me. I don't want to bore you, I go on all night, but anyway, I do have a financial background, so unlike a lot of people that are part of this business, we welcome everybody from all walks of life, but I am very fortunate enough to have quite an extensive financial background, from university, was a bank manager. And then about 10 years ago, something really, really revolutionary happened to me where I was introduced to a business that actually was hell-bent on exposing the corruption, that was, pretty rife, in the financial industry. And from there, I just went down the rabbit hole, really, and started learning things about just basically the things that are, it's not so much that the financial industry are lying to us as such, but there's a lot of stuff they're not revealing to us, they're not telling us. And the big thing that came out of my learning from that was that, the financial industry is just hell-bent on keeping us down, keeping us in debt. And whilst there's a business that's trying to keep us in debt, what are they keeping us away from then? They're keeping us away from, ways and means and how to grow our money. Isn't that right? So, I've had a lot of, conversations with politicians and stuff, at our sort of equivalent parliament, over here, Stormont. And we're trying to just get this, really basics kind of, financial education into schools. I mean, what good's trigonometry to us? What good's algebra to us, I mean, learning how to manage our money, learning how to grow our money is going to be much, much, much more beneficial. But do you think anybody's set up and pricked up their ears and listened to me? No, not really. That's not something that's going to happen anytime soon. So basically, I'm just here to, especially with the digital age, and, we've got more access to different types of communications nowadays. We're all just opening our eyes that wee bit more. So, so I'm going to introduce you to the world of Forex, yeah? And hopefully, it'll be something then, at the end of this, presentation that you're going to be able to come and have a chat with whoever the person invited you and explore it a wee bit further. Okay, so this is literally just an introduction. All right. Okay, so first and foremost, will I just share my screen here, John? Yeah, is that the way? Or Kevin?
Share screen and then share screen again.
Okay. Let me see now. Where is had it? Sorry about this, guys. Just 1 wee second, and I will get the wee presentation. And
we got you.
If you don't mind. Oh, what's Cash FX? Here it is. Here. Okay. So, can everybody see that? Okay. Is that fairly full on the screen or not?
Nearly.
Nearly. Let me try a little bit. Let me see something else. No. No.
That's fine. Just scroll through it there, Julia.
I'm pressing buttons here and it's going to take up the time and I don't want to do that. Okay. All right. Okay. So an introduction to the Forex market. Okay. So it's just not really very fair. We've got all the banks, as I said earlier, the banks, the financial institutions are just hell-bent on keeping us in debt, really. And, you only have to look at a mortgage these days. The average lifespan of a mortgage, back in the day was 25 years. Now they're pushed out to 30. 35 as an average. And I've even seen some mortgages pushed out to 45 years. And it's just, you know, in my opinion, I think it's pretty criminal, you know, that all they want to do is keep you in debt. And while you're in the negative, you know, they're not really exposing you to the positive. So, but there are some people out there that are exposed to, you know, all these elites in the world that are exposed to, you know, making money. And, you know, let's just put it this way, you know, you put your money into a bank or a credit union or your pension or, you know, just anywhere really in the financial industry. You bet your bottom dollar your money isn't, you know, just sitting there in a big vault waiting for you to come back. You know, it's not, you know, the financial institutions, they put it to work. So they either put it out to their lending division or they put it out to their investment division. And one of the ways that the banks earn money from your money is on the Forex market. So basically Cash FX is it's like a facilitator in a sense as a company that helps and allows just the ordinary average Joe, just like you and me, no disrespect to anybody, we're all pretty special, but you know what I mean, the average Joe, it exposes us to basically what the elites and the big 1% are exposed to. And I think it's about time, and there's no better time, especially now when people are suffering in their businesses and their jobs. This is just a great, either it could be something that can be a sideline or something that can completely take over from what you're currently doing. Okay, so let me just welcome you to Cash FX. Okay, now we've touched on the foreign exchange market. Okay, and now most of us, believe me, for all my financial background, I never really knew anything about the foreign exchange market at all, except for the fact that whenever I, you know, went into Tesco or Sainsbury's and changed my money, you know, whenever I was going overseas. And, you know, I'd maybe change my pounds into pesetas, I'm flipping showing my age here, aren't I? Pounds into euros, or, you know, and then whenever you change your euros back into pounds again, that transaction that you make, you are a part of the foreign exchange market. So that exchange is you either gain on the way going, or you lose, or you gain on the way back. I mostly lose because I don't bring any money back usually from these sort of places. You know, my money's generally firmly tucked inside some till in a pub somewhere, and you know, and the Costa del Sol. But anyway, but if you're fortunate enough to bring some money back home from you know, a foreign holiday, you might gain on the way back. And basically what the foreign exchange market is about, or the Forex market for short, is gaining. Sometimes there's losses as well. It's gaining from those fluctuations in the change of the currencies. Okay, now most of us haven't heard of the Forex market, but I bet you've all heard of the New York Stock Exchange. Can you all see that there? Jonas, can you tell me, give me a wee brief? Yeah,
we can see that.
Right.
Yeah, it's all looking good.
Is that okay? Most of us have heard of the New York Stock Exchange, okay, yeah, but a lot of us really are quite baffled by it, and believe me, that's by design as well. You know, the banks don't exactly want you putting your money in there either, but everybody thinks that's where the limit is at the New York Stock Exchange. But when you look at that wee graph there, it's 20 billion is traded on the New York Stock Exchange every day, okay? And then you got the equities market. Who's heard of that? I hadn't, you know, 191 billion traded on that, 437 on the futures market. But look at this. This is the one we want to draw our eyes to, because this is where we're gaining money within this business. And it's from the foreign exchange market, or the Forex market. $5.3 trillion is traded on this market every single day. It is so lucrative. Is it any wonder we've been kept from it, eh? But anyway, so I'm just going to show you how to bring the Forex market to the general public as opposed to the elites. Now, why the Forex market? Well, obviously, it's the largest, most liquid financial market in the world. Already said it's 5.3 traded every single day, 5.3 trillion, that is. And the best bit about it, and we're living proof of that, is that it is recession proof. And it's no surprise, you know, in the middle of this pandemic that we're in, you know, that things aren't exactly, you know, going too hot in the employment market. And you know, this business, Cash FX, has been around for, you know, about 2 years now. And before COVID hit, yes, the returns from the Forex market were bigger, but they only took a small dip through COVID. So we can add to that it's recession proof. It's also COVID proof as well. So if we're going to be put through these lockdowns, and this pandemic is going to go on any longer than we would like it to, at least we're really confident in this business that the foreign exchange market is still going ahead. Yeah, even though there's less travel, and that's why it's taken a wee bit of a dip. Okay, but not much, which is good. Okay, now it's the most flexible risk management strategies available. So, you know, on the foreign, that what really just all that means is, you know, there's lots of different strategies, you know, that the experts use to make sure that they're making more gains than losses, basically. And that next bit there means the same: leverage and compound your capital. What that means is, you know, if you can do whatever you want with your profits, you can put it back in again and, you know, increase your profits. And basically the foreign exchange market trades 5 days a week, 24 hours. Okay, they take a wee weekend off, even they. And it actually, you know, being in this, me myself, I've been in this business a year, and it's actually really comforting when our profits take a bit of a nosedive at Easter and Christmas and things like that, because then, you know, it's absolutely real. Because, you know, the traders, you know, they do take a break at Christmas and Easter, and it's reflected in our profits, you know, only twice a year, like, but it just shows you how real it is, which is amazing and really comforting to know. Anyway, so about CashFX Group. Now, when you're making a decision, you know, to do something new, something a wee bit outside the box, take on a new business or whatever. This isn't, you know, your classic opening a fish and chip shop. This isn't your classic opening, you know, a restaurant or a makeup salon or whatever it is. You know, it's quite popular these days in the traditional world. You know, this is a little bit different. And I assure you, 10 years I have been working online and, you know, trying to find, you know, the perfect business. And I feel I've found it, but of course I'm going to tell you that, but I really genuinely do. But there's always a few things, because I've got my fingers burnt a couple of times in the past, and that's fine, because, you know, even the most successful business people, you know, go bankrupt a couple of times, you know, before they strike gold. So it's nothing, no embarrassment. But there's a few things I always look out for when I'm looking into a new business. And I know John and Kevin, you know, are hosting the meeting here this evening. You know, they've definitely been in the same boat as me. And the main thing is taking a look at the business, the CEO, and its core values. Yeah. And believe me when I tell you, you know, we have a lot of interaction with our CEO, and just the transparency, the honesty, the respect, you know, that he has, you know, for the members. You know, the way he talks about the longevity, he talks about this business being a legacy company. So, you know, all these different strategies that they have in place, you know, to keep this long term is something I always look into really heavily and deeply before I make a decision on coming into a business. And you guys should do too. I urge you to do your due diligence, aside from getting the information from me this evening. Okay. So the purpose basically of CashFX is to provide CashFX global members with our premium academy and our proprietary automated trading technology. Sounds a wee bit of a mouthful, but basically it's just helping the general public, you know, give them an introduction and a chance to earn some money on the Forex market. You know, why should it be for all the big elites, basically, you know? So anyway, our positioning, our premium academy includes the most basic Forex trading concepts and instruction, whilst also supporting members that choose to develop trading skills as well. So it's not just about putting our money into a business and letting the, you know, the traders trade for us, although that's fantastic. There is the opportunity to have, you know, to learn yourself how to trade. Now, that's great, and that's all very good in theory. But believe me when I say going it alone in the, you know, trading on the Forex market is extremely, extremely risky. You know, there's many people out there, many very, very, very experienced Forex traders who, yeah, they've had massive gains, but massive lows. It's a wee bit like gamblers, really, I guess, you know. But the beauty of having a sort of a facilitator company like CashFX in the middle means that it's a buffer and it's a protector, you know, from going it alone, basically. And I think I'd rather have it that way. Most of us would, isn't that right, John? Yeah.
Absolutely right, Julie.
100%.
So here we go. So I want to just, it's important to give you a wee bit of background about, you know, the founders before I go into a wee bit more detail, because as I said to you before, when I'm looking for a new business, something a little bit outside the box, something that takes a wee bit more explaining, I want to look at the founders. I want to see, you know, what's their background, what's their, are they bona fide people, basically. That's really what you want, you know. So we've got the two CEOs, with Huáscar López and with Edwin Abad, and Huáscar's his big expertise is in cryptocurrencies. I mean, you only have to flip and turn on a computer, open a newspaper these days, and that's all that's being talked about at the minute. So he's made an absolute fortune in the cryptocurrency world. And then you've got Edwin Abad, whose big expertise is in the trading, in the Forex market. So it's absolutely a marriage made in heaven between the two of them, you know. But bring you right up to the top here. CFX was developed by professionals that have always wanted more from life. I just love that sentence, because getting to know these CEOs that are very, very, very close to us, 250,000 members across the globe now that are in, maybe more, I think that's just the power team, John. I think it's a wee bit more, 250,000. They work with us very, very closely, and it's very, very, very clear to see that they've made their millions, and they've got a very holistic, sort of heart-centered nature about them, and they really, really just want to give back, you know. So anyway, absolutely love the two of them. Haven't met them yet, but that's only because of COVID. We all would have been over at the head offices if it wasn't for that. So talking to head offices, this is another big, big, big factor when I'm making a decision and getting myself into a business, when I'm doing my research. And that is, you know, is the business funded by its, have they funded their own offices? I mean, in other words, do they rent or have they bought? And I have been part of a business where it was burnt before. And of course, I found out down the line, you learn, you live and learn, that the premises were rented, and it's very easy to just up sticks and leave, isn't it? So we have the head offices, you can see it there in the picture just above there. That's they've bought out the whole 9th floor of the RBS building in Panama, completely bought with funds from the Forex market, and we are welcome to go over there anytime. As you can see in the pictures, the trades and that is all going on in the background, and you can see you know, that it's all very bona fide and above board. Okay, so so Cash FX. So basically what we do is, so the success is achieved with a combination of live professional traders, and proprietary algorithms. So that basically what that means is, you know, they have trading systems, and, you know, they trade from their own facilities, and they have absolute professionals that are taking our money and sending it out to the foreign exchange market. And they're using all that, you know, proprietary systems that are absolutely, they're just, what's the word, essential in making sure that we get more gains than losses from the foreign exchange market. Okay, so basically we have the pros that do it for us. So how can you be bad to that? So it truly is a business that you can just, you know, earn while you sleep, and just sit back and allow it to grow. Okay, right, marketing tools, you know, we've got quality support tools, automated Forex platform, smart processor, but, you know, please believe me when I say smart payment processor. 2 years this business has been going, and not one person out of the 250,000 members, not one person has not been paid their profit from the foreign exchange market every single Saturday without fail. And it might come in at, you know, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it might be 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's always there on a Saturday, and everybody loves Saturday payday. Who doesn't, you know? But listen, it's not always about the money. Do you know what I mean? The money's a means to an end, isn't it? You know, it's about what it can do for you. And, you know, I mean, I've had good times, hard times, struggling times, and, you know, and don't care what anybody says, you know, it's not exactly that money makes the world go round, but it's what you can do with it for yourself and your family, and that's important. And everybody that's involved in this business are really, you know, just lovely sort of real well-being, heart-centered kind of people who maybe been beaten up a wee bit by life and have realized, you know, I need to go and look outside the box a wee bit than traditional normal style businesses. And you know, that's the type of people it attracts, you know. So it's lovely to work with the people that we do. Okay, I'm going to jump here first of all to this. This is called the Trading Packs, right? So I've given you all a wee bit of background so far, and before I go any further, I am going to show you exactly what happens whenever you decide to join, you know, the business. So you're going to go away this evening, you're going to have a wee think about what I've been saying. You may or may not come back to me. And believe me when I say, you know, some people don't, but they do a few months later, you know, so this might not be the right timing for you. But I do urge you to go and do some background and research and stuff like that, and ask me any questions, or John or Kevin or anybody after the meeting, no problem at all. But this is exactly how it works. Okay, so like any business, you need to put a wee bit of an investment in. And what I absolutely love about Edwin and Huáscar Lopez, the CEOs, is that they truly, truly, truly have engineered this to be a business for everybody, because you can start in this business at as low as $300, as you can see there, 300, and you can go all the way from there, from 300, 500, 1,000, and you can go right up to the top, which is 100K. Okay. Now, do we have people come into this business with 100K? Absolutely, we do, but not as many as the people who come in at 300, 500 and 1,000. They're the sort of more popular starting points. Okay. So, I personally come in at the 1,000 pack here, which was it's £1,000, sorry, $1,000, which is about 700 and something pounds at the minute. And so, but most people come in about 300, 500. I know you, John, you come in about 500, didn't you? And
500, me and James.
Yeah, and James as well, which is our other mentor. I don't think he's on the call this evening, but yeah, it was James and John that introduced me to this business. And believe me when I say I didn't want to listen at the beginning, I just thought, oh no, you know, I've had my fingers burned a wee bit. But the more I saw, you know, what these guys were doing, my ears pricked up and I needed to know more. So I set about doing my research. Anyway, right. So you do have to put a wee bit of money into the business. I mean, think about just a traditional business. You're starting a business, you know, whether it's a fish and chip shop or a beauty salon, you're not going to have much change out of 30 grand. You know, by the time you've bought, you know, your rent, your lighting, your heating, your, you know, electricity, you know, the staffing costs and, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know, even public liability insurance is going to cost you an absolute arm and a leg. So what I just love about businesses online is you can start with something very, very small, as much as, or as little as $300, which is about 210, 220 at the minute, pounds. And you can grow an absolutely phenomenal business by absolutely just sitting back and letting the pros trade on the Forex market for you. I mean, that's just fairly unheard of. Okay, so what happens to that $300, $500, $1,000? You know, that's something, you know, one thing I would urge if anybody is thinking of coming into the business is, you know, do not ever put anything away that you just can't afford to lose, basically. Now, that's not to put the wind up you and sort of think, oh my God, there's a chance of losing. We still have to put that wee disclaimer in there, really. You know, nothing's guaranteed. But believe me when I say that, well, I've been here a year and every single week without fail, the foreign exchange market has returned for me on my initial investment 5% per week, which is about 1% per day. Remember I said it's only open 5 days a week, but 1% per day. Now, you wouldn't even get that in the bank. You wouldn't even get that in the bank in a year. You know, 0.01% is probably the going rate in the bank at the minute. I personally would rather have my money, risk $300 and see where it would go for me. So that might be a stretch for some people, but if it is a stretch for you, we actually have a giveaway every single day in this business. And some people, it takes them to be on that call once a day or once and they win. Other people, it's taken them to have been on 12 times before they've won. Or maybe, you know, some woman she went on every day for 3 months and then she won, you know, that for herself. So there's ways and means to get it anyway. Okay, so what happens to that money? I'm going to draw your attention to this page here, okay? This is the breakdown, all right? So as you can see, I'm going to use $1,000 as an example, all right? Now, because it's easier, basically, nobody's suggesting for 1 minute you come in at 1,000, but it's a personal choice if you have an interest. Anyway, so first and foremost, what happens to that $1,000? Now, 70% of it, as you can see there where my arrow is going, 70% of that money is taken from Cash FX and is put out to our very, very, very heavily regulated broker called EverFX. They're the sponsors of Seville Football Club and, you know, very, very reputable broker. And your money is safe with them. So £700 out of your 1,000 is being traded every single day on the foreign exchange market. And at the current rates of return that we've been receiving over the last year, since COVID hit anyway, is in and around 5.5%. So let's just say, for talk's sake, it's around about on average 1% per day, 5% per week. So that's about, you'd be returning about $35 every single week. So when I first started this business, I put £1,000 into the business, sorry, $1,000. and 70% of it was being traded every day, every week without fail. Every Saturday I was returning $35,000. Sorry, $35,000, $35. I wish. Okay, so so then what happens then is so once then what happens then is you will that money will eventually get to a cap of 2,000, as you can see over here. Okay, so once you get to that point where you've got your $1,000 that you put in originally, and then you've earned a profit of another $1,000. Now that's going to take roughly around about, it took me to gain my money back roughly around about 5 months. Okay, maybe 5 or 6 months. Okay, where would you get it? Double your money basically in 5 months. It's crazy. So anyway, so once you've got that $2,000, you have the choice. You've got a couple of choices. You can either withdraw it. And by the way, CashFX allow you to withdraw every single week. As long as there's $100 in there, you can withdraw $100 every week. And then you've got 2,000, and so you can withdraw the 2,000 and just cut your losses, and that's you. That's fine. But if you were wise, what you would do is, well, you can withdraw a wee bit of it and buy some shopping or do what you want, go to the pub with it, but allow it to get back up to the 2,000 again, and then that's an extra $1,000 profit. That $1,000 profit can then be, you can put it back into the business again and go back up the packs again. So do you see, if I just bring you back up here again, you basically want to grow. You want to grow this business to the point where it's going to provide an income for you. And $35 a week isn't really much of an income for anybody. So once you've got the $1,000 pack, now you've got 2,000, put that £1,000 profit back into the business, and now you've got a $2,000 pack. So now 70% of that is going to be trading for you on the foreign exchange market. And so now you're going to be getting $70 a week. Yeah. And then when you go to the 3, then if you get another £1,000 profit, but keep saying pounds, sorry, $1,000 profit. And then you get yourself the next one, the $3,000, and then you're now earning around about $105 every week. And then you use your profits again to build. And between each pack, your profits are building and building and building and building a lot quicker every single time. It's a little bit, seems a wee bit slow, 5 months or so in the beginning, but you absolutely race up the ladder, you know, as you go along. So it's fantastic. So anyway, so you have the choice to just sit back and be a customer really, and just allow your money to grow on the foreign exchange market with CashFX as the sort of go-between. Okay. Alternatively, you can build a business with this, which is fantastic. And a lot of people always say to me, oh yeah, but it's one of those like network marketing type things, isn't it? And I say, well, yeah. And believe me when I tell you that most people have heard more bad news stories about network marketing style businesses than good news stories about them, because bad news travels really fast, unfortunately, you know. But from where I'm standing, the network marketing industry is probably one of the most lucrative industries in the world. I mean, like him or loathe him, you know, while Donald Trump, I used to love him back in the days, you know, when he was doing The Apprentice. He was lovely, really charming, really measured, you know, really lovely with people. And he always said, he said back in those days, in The Apprentice days, if he didn't get into the property, if he wasn't a big property tycoon like he is, he would have got into the network marketing industry. So he obviously recognizes the potential. Now, some negative things about the network marketing industry is that people say, oh God, but you have to recruit people. Yeah. Well, one thing I like, you know, about the fact that you can recruit or share the opportunity with, you're not trying to grab or recruit anybody. We're definitely very soft here. We just show people the opportunity, let them make their own decisions. There's no hard sell whatsoever. The wonderful, wonderful thing about that is that, you know, you can go global with it. You know, I mean, where would you get it? You know, your normal HR girl who's looking for someone to join the traditional business can only go so far afield, can't they? So it can be global. You can have people from all sorts of walks of life, from all sorts of places all over the world. It doesn't discriminate, you know, so it doesn't matter whether you are homeless or whether you are a big top banker, you will still, you know, have the same, start from the same footing in a network marketing style industry. But at least you've got at least you've got the choice in this business, which is great. You can just be a passive member or an active member. I was a passive member for about 5 or 6 months, and I didn't do anything with it. I was a wee bit skeptical. I think most of us have been in this business, you know, a wee bit skeptical. And then we find that once it starts to work, you start going, well, I really want to start sharing it now with people, because I want, just like a good restaurant. Do you know what I mean? Just like a good restaurant, you're going to want to share it with people. So anyway, so part of that 30% goes towards paying people, sort of rewarding people in a sense for, you know, inviting people and growing the business and joining the business. And the bigger we grow, the more longevity we have, and it's only a good thing. So thank God for the ones who grow it. And thank God for the ones who don't as well, because it takes all sorts, doesn't it? Because it attracts more people into the business because you've got that choice, which is what I love. Anyway, all right. So I'm not really going to go into, you know, the marketing plan as such. I'm going to sort of finish up here. But, you know, this is the marketing plan. I've set my timer here to stop now. So I'm going to finish up in another, you know, couple of minutes. If you are somebody who's going to build, you can do three things with this business. You can either trade, you can either have the professional traders trade for you and sit back and watch. You can actually learn as well. You can learn how to trade. So there's the training, the trading, or the building. So there's three things you can do. And if you build, you will be rewarded with, you know, all these different levels. So let's say I'm here. I don't know if anyone can see my arrow here. I'm just circling, that's me. And then say somebody comes into the business, you know, that I've invited into the business, say John, yeah? And then John invites somebody, that's level 2 to me. And then that's somebody else, Mary, for example, she invites Lucy. And then Lucy, she invites Monica, for example. We shout out to my mum. But anyway, so you are able to earn a little bit from, you know, from John and Lucy and Monica and everybody, right down 4 levels. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. The business will promote you up to this level. It's called executive. And then let's say you've got a couple of people that are at level 5 and 6. Before you reached executive, you wouldn't have been able to tap into, you know, getting a wee bit of a cut from every time they joined. But once you get to executive, you're able to get 20% of any of the, you know, the packages they come into the business with at level 5 and level 6. And then when you go up the ranks to manager, then director, and it just unlocks more levels and levels and levels for you. Okay. So believe me when I say, when I was first introduced to this presentation at the very beginning and was showing all this about the bonuses for bringing people into the business and stuff, it was like double Dutch to me and it went over my head. So if anybody wants to understand that or wants to be a sort of a builder in the business, myself, John, Kevin, anyone who invited you here this evening is very, very open to helping you, you know, understand that. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you don't, as if that's okay, John, and because I know my time's up, but I want to say one thing. You guys are, you know, if you're wise, you're going to go and you're going to do a wee bit of Googling possibly, you know, whenever you get off the phone, and you're going to put in Cash FX, okay? And one thing I just want to give you a wee bit of a warning off, you know, there are quite a lot of bad news stories, you know, out there about Cash FX. And is it any wonder? It's everywhere at the minute. It is revolutionary. It has taken the world by storm. And basically, some people are just riding on the coattails, yeah, of the popularity of Cash FX and the fact that they know there's going to be loads and loads of people across the globe, you know, that are going to be typing it into Google or YouTube. And you've all heard of clickbait, yeah, I'm sure, yeah. So just keep an open mind. That's all we're saying is when you're looking at things like that, because they're riding on the coattails of the success of Cash FX and using it to promote their own, you know, get clicks or likes or things for their they're sort of getting funding for their YouTube channel, or maybe it's going to forward them on to another, forward them onto their own business, you know. So it's a bit ridiculous, but we just laugh about it, you know. So so it's funny how this is another thing I absolutely love about this business is that the 250,000 people that are here, well, despite any kind of, you know, bad news articles out there online, we're all still here, and there's not one member who has left Cash FX. Our attrition levels are so low. It is really, really remarkable, and we're really, really proud to say that nobody ever leaves Cash FX despite any bad news stories. So keep an open mind about that. That's all I ask. All right. So I hope you've got a wee bit you're a wee bit more informed after listening to this evening. And I'm going to pass you over to John, who's my mentor, fabulous mentor. This man has lived a few lives, and I know for a fact that he has never been happier being in this business, and it's absolutely transformed his life. You know, him and his families. In fact, sorry, I'm going to pass you back over to his son, which is Kevin, the host, and he'll take it from there. So thanks for inviting me, guys.
Absolutely amazing presentation.
Brilliant.
Really amazing. I don't know if many of you know, but that's Julianne's first attempt to show a presentation, and what value did we get there, guys? That was really brilliant and really good. Yeah, round of applause. So really good, Julianne. Right, for the next part of the presentation, we're going to I'm going to introduce John Bates, who's my father. John's been in the business for about 15 months now. And as Julianne said, he started off on the $500 contract, as Julianne was showing you. And John is now, without putting another penny in, is now on a $70,000 contract. You know, absolutely incredible, the success that you guys can achieve through CFX. It's absolutely extraordinary. So without further ado, I'll pass over to John. John?
Yeah, I'm here. Julie, can you unshare?
Yeah, so it's just about to do there. No problem.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
lovely. Nice to see you again. Yeah, I'll share my screen. Right. Okay. Yeah, as the guys say, 15 months ago, James and I joined CashFX. James and I have worked together for many years in various projects, and we were introduced to CashFX by Luigi Bruni, who's one of the joint top money earners in the company. So, hey, we had good mentors to tell us what we were doing. Yeah, it was, for me, it was actually 13 months ago when I first got started building this thing. And I started this business exactly where everybody else started it, with 0 prospects, 0 people, 0 knowledge. In fact, at my age, pretty well 0 anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to actually show you my back office, a quick overview of it. And what I want to do during that is to actually show you where we were when we started and the income that we were making back then. And then I'll jump forward to what 14 months of building this thing has actually done for us. So where are we there? CashFX Group. Oh, guess what? It wants us to log in. Here's me. Oh, thump, as they say. Stairs. 1, 2, 3. Verify. Oh, I got that right. Hey, does everyone realize the age of your upline manager is 77 years of age? And I'm only saying that not to brag that I've actually lasted this long. I'm saying, if I can do it at my age, what could you do when you, as a younger person, when you have more knowledge of IT than I will probably ever learn? Right, come on. Let me get to, there it is. 354. Hopefully I got that right. Boom. Oh, isn't that great? Okay, here we are in my back office. If I can move that out of the way. That's lovely. Oh, we got that in the way as well. Get rid of that. There you are. You can see it's my back office. There we are. John Bates, CashFX. That's me. And here is my account. And the first thing we're in is my dashboard. If you scroll down, there's plenty of information there coming from the company. But here we are. Remember, I joined at $500. Back then, because of the exchange rate, that was about £400. Now, In the time that I've been operating this, I've actually made, as you can see there on the account finance, I've made 127,000, well, nearly $127,500 for a $500 investment. Is that good or is that good?
Random, you know.
That's absolutely amazing. Right. What Julianne didn't mention was that the to get into the advancement program of get into executive, to get into manager, to get into director, you do that by accumulating points. And as they used to say, points make prizes. And points are basically, if somebody comes in your business at say 1,000, you make 500 points. And all those points in your team of all your downline all accumulate. And so far, according to that, in a lifetime, I've made 1,721,500 points, which really I'm amazed at. There's the bull capital and the bear capital. It's the two breakdowns of my bonuses, which are the ones in green, and my trading, if you like, and the matrix are those in red. So even on the trading, $500 in, I've made $44,362 just on the trading. Isn't that amazing? Here we are. Julianne said it. I'm on the 70K pack. These two dials, you'll hear about them later on, but that just shows you your progress, the progress of the trading pack that you're on, and the actual growth of your team, if you like. Okay, so let's get to finance. There we are, finance. Quick one on trading, Paul. We're only 2 days into it at the moment. Today being Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah. Here's what you've got to look forward, folks. I'm on the 70,000 package. I've worked my way up there step by step, just by compounding my profits and then pulling out me money and having a bit of fun. Oh, by the way, I bought a nice Jaguar along the way. That really helped. Okay, and I stuck a custom plate on it, just to be a real poser, if you like. There it is. Of my 70,000, 49,000 are trading. Here's 2 days worth of trading alone. Over $1,000. Do you know that's about $2,500 a week just from trading that I'm making? Right, here we are. Let's have a quick look at my balance. Boom, there we are. Okay. Let's see if we can get, these are all the commissions and everything I've made. Let's see if I can get right back to the beginning. Let's make it 100 rows so we can get better. Amazing what's happened over a 13-14 month period. Does that take us right back to the beginning? Next, yeah, we're right back to the beginning. Here we are. James and I actually first invested in this company back on the 26th of, that's October, isn't it? 2019. And we were involved in other things, so we didn't do nothing with it. We just let our funds trade. And in our first week of trade, my first week of trading, I actually made $26.44, which ties in what Julie was saying, that she came in at 1,000, didn't she? That was at 500. And here we are, it was trading profit. We're still not doing nothing. Oh, by the way, I actually request that it was the 22nd of March 2020, I made my first withdrawal, $650. And you know what, if I remember back then, I think it took 3-4 days. I did a withdrawal and it was in my account. Isn't that great? Now, here's where the first person I introduced, that was back on the 24th of April 2020. And I made a fast start bonus of $75. So that person came in. How much did they come in at, Kev? Oh, that was 500, wasn't it?
100.
Yeah, that was 500.
That was 500. They came in at 500. Hey, and there we are going all the way up. We're still only getting, there's a fast start of $30. I think that's when Kevin coming in, won't Kev?
No, that's an upgrade from 3 to 5. that
Oh,
one.
that's a great.
Yeah.
See, I'm living proof that you don't have to be clever to be successful in this, because you rely on Kevin to tell me what to do. There we are, trading pool. Look at that. The trading pool, it's actually gone up to $107 for the week. Okay. Now let's do it. That's where we were back when we started. Do you want to really see where we are today on the 70K package and at the manager level? And I'm going to tell you something. My wife, Pauline, of 65, is it 65 years? No, it ain't. Yes, it is.
She's 67.
Yeah.
77.
Yeah, she's
You were 12 when you married her then?
it was a lot of years. I married her in 65. That was 1965, folks, not 1865. Okay. Now, this is what we talk to each other, and actually we still talk to each other after all those years. And we are we know it's true, but even now we don't believe it. We look at what we're making today and we think this can't be true. This can't be true, because here's what's coming up today. Good, we've got to go a long way up. There we are. I've got a withdraw pending. I'm drawing out 6,000. This is for the week, folks. $6,263. How much was my first payment? It was about $23, wasn't it? For a week.
Yeah.
This is what happens if you join CashFX, you fund your first package, you work your way up the package level, step by step by step. I haven't put another penny in. Step by step by step. You know, inch by inch, life's a cinch, all that sort of thing. So where did that come from? Here we are this week. There was the previous payout. I made $4,500. That was a week before. Good God, I nearly made $11,000 in 2 weeks. So here we are. We had a fast start come in. Somebody upgraded in my team, $450. Someone else upgraded in my team. I made $750. There's the trading pool for the week. For the week, folks, did I tell you it'd be about 2,500? I lied. It was 2,528. Uni-level bonus, that's one of the magic bonuses that we make that Julianne was telling you about. You remember the first 4 levels, you got 10%, and when you went to executive, you got 6 and 4, 5 and 6, you got 20%. This is all to do with them. There's 1,200. Force matrix, which Julianne didn't cover because she covered a lot of more important things than this. This is the force matrix. I made over £1,000. And the matching bonus and the whole lot added up to $6,263 for the week. Now, folks, my sponsor, James and I got in at we got in this together. It was James's turn to go in first. I'd gone in first on the previous business we were doing. It was James's turn to go into first, and I joined his business virtually at the same day he did. We both joined at 500. I am only 1/3 of James's current business. Well, if I'm making over $6,000, what the hell is James making? I'm scared to ask him, but he drives a better car than I do, and I've got a Jaguar. So I hope that helps. I won't go into all the different things along here, because when you get in and you get your own account, your sponsor will actually cover all these with you. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to hand back to my son Kevin. Over to you, Kev.
Thank you, John. That was absolutely amazing. John's showing you that. He's not showing you how to brag about how much money he earns. It's to show what is possible to earn in CFX if you put some work in. Okay, because at the end of the day, success comes from hard work. There is no get rich quick scheme. And at the end of the day, if you want to earn those kind of incomes, you need to put some work in, and Dad surely has. As a 78-year-old man, he's 78, isn't it, Dad?
77.
I always say 78. 77-year-old man.
James winds me up. He says you're nearly 80.
Yeah. Yeah. As a 78-year-old man who 14 months ago didn't know how to go on the internet to where John has got to now, it proves a system that really works. Yeah. And at the end of the day, what have you got? I always say, you've got everything to gain and nothing to lose with CFX. So with that, we're going to close the meeting. What I would like you guys to do is, those of you that this has piqued a bit of interest with you, we don't expect you to understand compensation plans straight away, but there are plenty of videos. I'm sure Julianne and anyone who's invited you to the meeting will send you over to the Cashflex Review and Training channel, where there's lots of videos that explains the presentation in its entirety, and goes through other videos that go through the matrix bonuses and the uni level. Go over there and check those out. And any questions you've got, then obviously get back to the person that sent you here to this meeting, and they will help you and to help you get started. So thank you, guys. Thank you everyone that's come along. And we will have a meeting. We have meetings every single Wednesday now at 7 p.m. So come along to the next meeting and bring some friends with you guys, because this business is the place to be. Believe me, it has changed my entire family's life, and we are so thankful to Oscar Lopez and Edwin Labad, who had the vision to start CFX. So we'll end the meeting, and we'll see you all next Wednesday.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Really enjoyed it. Thanks, Julianne. And 10:10, we're gone.
Recording once you finished.
Yeah, go on.